Boaters, this is Pauly from All Docked Up. Thursday night, podcast night, completely excited from the past weeks. And, we don't do a podcast without my main man, Captain Buzz. Captain Buzz, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. And you're right. Post-boat show, man, excitement is building. Really great.
Buzzy, I haven't slept since I got back from the show.
It was crazy.
The 2021 Annapolis Powerboat Show, Sailboat Show was beyond unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
It really, really was exciting. And so our podcast is going to be talking about the show and some tips and tricks for folks who go to the show. Those who haven't really need to go because it's just all about the boating community. It was fantastic.
It was, I'm telling you, I'm riding cloud nine. The excitement, I'm hyped. It's incredible, So, we got to do our podcast. Buzzy, what do we got? Let's talk boater bites right off of the bat. Let's talk food because food's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So, as you know, because you've been there, I cook at an Oktoberfest up in New York State where we have some property.
Yeah, don't really want to talk about that because I didn't get to enjoy anything, not a doggy bag at all, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, you weren't there. And I wondered why, because I don't know how many times I sent you the invite. Come on, man.
You're fired. Smalls, you are so dead right now, it's unbelievable. By the way, all listeners, he is completely full of it right now. Get the hell out of here.
So it's a great menu. We make a lentil soup with a Landjäger, which is a dried German sausage, and we slice that real thin and throw that into the soup. It's got tomato and chopped spinach. Unbelievable. You've had it, Paulie. You know how good this soup is. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I haven't had it in a couple of years, you son of a bitch.
You can see how Paulie's getting upset because he didn't taste this great food. So the other thing we and some people, they're maybe not, that's not their cup of tea, but we make steak tartare. Which is on a very, very thin and dark. You call it a pumpernickel, but it's a very, very dark and thick bread. So it's got, it does have raw ground beef from a particular part of the animal. That's safe, and we have a great butcher. It's 100% lean. But in there is some other ingredients that gives it a wonderful flavor. And then you got the chopped egg and the chopped parsley and German brandy and
Buzzy, you're making me a little hungry right now. I'm starving. I haven't eaten dinner. I'm going to head or gut. Head or gut. Which one do you want it, buddy?
Mustard and just amazing. It's just amazing. So those are the two appetizers to get you going. And then we serve a nice plate of food, and it's a country pork rib and kraut. And, we make that. We've got juniper berries and caraway seeds and a little bit of applesauce and garlic.
You suck. Excuse me. I was clearing my throat.
Wine and German beer, and that cooks for hours. It's just amazing. And then we serve that with a bratwurst. We grill with caramelized onions. And then what we've been doing, because it was a heavy pork menu, we added a chicken breast schnitzel with a lime scallion compound butter. And it is just amazing. And then, of course, a German potato salad we make from scratch the day of. So, yeah, it's a nice plate of food, a fantastic event. And, Paul, you got to be there next year. That's all there is to it.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the invite. By the way, guys, I've been going up for years to the Black Forest with Captain Buzz during the Oktoberfest, but I haven't got him. So the house that we used to stay in was sold. That's gone. I got to bring a trailer up there, which I would, but, I didn't come up, I didn't get the invite. It must have gotten lost in the mail. You're killing me, Smalls. You really are right about now.
Yeah, whatever.
The listeners know you're completely full of shit right now. I don't want to hear it. Get out of here.
All right, so let me move then into my captain's
briefing there, Monkey. Chop, chop.
Right, so we're coming into the off season, right? Things are, slowing down a little bit, and the leaves are starting to change. What I want folks to think about in their off season is attending or completing a boating safety course. And I took the one that's offered by the state of Maryland, and it's really good. I think it costs, I want to say $39 the last time I checked.
Small price to pay, baby.
You've got unlimited time to take it. there's tests and quizzes and videos and all kinds of great interactive. It takes a couple hours to complete, but I really encourage everyone to do it. New boater, seasoned boater, you get a card, you get a little certificate after you've completed, but it's very worthwhile. And I hope my voice reaches some folks and they make the decision to go ahead and take a boating safety course this off season.
Absolutely.
So, what's your detailer's briefing?
Detailer's briefing. I'll tell you what. Washed, waxed, polished, compounded, big motor yacht today. Got it all finished up. One of my customers always does it at the end of the season. And it's going into, we're going to revisit putting the boat to bed because this guy, I'll tell you what, he does it the right way. Boat comes out of the water, blast off the bottom. He stores in water under shed cover for the wintertime. And I'll tell you what, he does it right. Pulls the boat, we get the whole boat detailed, everything's beautiful, gets it serviced, that gets everything done at the end of the season. Because this boater, Buzzy, he runs a good 125, 150 hours a year. The man runs the boat nonstop. And I'll tell you what, he really does it the right way. And once that boat's done, it goes in the water under shed cover. That's where it sits for the wintertime. But, 'tis the season, everybody. We're putting the boats to bed, and putting them away clean is the most important thing under the sun. From the inside of your cockpit to all of your storage compartments, empty them out, soft goods, bring them home. Everybody's got the spare bedroom in their house that is completely filled with, with boating apparel, boating stuff, and cushions and gear and lines and bumpers. And, by the way, Captain Buzz over here empties his boat out from A to Z. Bow to stern, every compartment, every drawer's left open. Buzzy, I got to give you a lot of credit. You put the boat to bed very nice. Because here's the thing, guys, everything that's out of the boat, and I know it's frustrating, it's a pain in the ass, everybody's got a tough work schedule, I get it. Get that stuff off the boat. When that boat is completely emptied, every compartment, every, cubby that's under a soft goods, open everything up. Cabinet doors, drawers, open everything up. Now, me and Buzzy are we like the damp red hanging bags, and some people love them and some people don't, but Buzz, on a 42-foot boat that you run, how many bags are you putting in that boat to ensure that there's no mold growth or moisture buildup in the cockpit throughout the course of the winter?
12.
And that's in a 42-footer. Guys, I got a 30-foot sport cruiser, and I use 8. I hang them in every little place that I possibly can. And when you come down, and they're even scented now. You can do non-scented or scented.
Yeah.
But, right. You open up that cockpit or your cabin door to go down into your salon and your galley, and it smells beautiful. Everything's nice. It's nice and clean. You give it a fresh, and that's another thing, too. Every drawer, you can do a solid once-over. If the boat's emptied at the end of the season, Buzz, and you want to do a once-over, if you want to A-B the cabin, like Captain Buzz over here, you can go through everything because there's nothing on board. So the whole boat gets a fresh detail before you start loading it up for your season.
That's right. And what you do is go through everything that has been on the boat. You don't want all that extra weight, number one. And number two, it may be outdated or expired. Get rid of it and start fresh next season.
Absolutely. And Kat, we've spoken about, when I'm doing a job on somebody's cockpit and I'm opening up, like let's say I'm doing a freshen up or, the spring cleaning on the inside of the cabin or even in the cockpit. I got, life jackets that are rotted, they're molded, they're disgusting. Pay attention to all that because every piece of equipment you physically take off, you can inventory and then go ahead and put fresh stuff like Captain Buzz says in the beginning of the season.
And so, Pauly, you make a good point on doing that. And we're concentrating on, the Chesapeake Bay and in particular, northern Chesapeake Bay and north where, you're winterizing a boat. You may be pulling it out onto the hard and shrink wrapping. But this kind of a device also works for a boat that never comes out of the water. It's just give it a clean, just take everything out and lay it all out and figure out what you don't need. Get a spring cleaning, in the middle of the winter if your boat is down in Florida.
I'll tell you what, Buzz, do you remember the time you came down to my boat? You had 2 full-size lawn and leaf bags, 50-gallon trash bags. And you're like, Pauly, we're going through the boat. That's when we were dropping hook every single weekend. planning our food menu for the weekend. And then we transitioned into, destination boaters where we want to travel and enjoy the local wine, the food and wine and dine. And Buzzy came down with 2 50-gallon trash bags. I'm like, Buzzy, get away from my boat. No, Paulie, that's it. We got to empty this thing out. You got entirely too much crap on board and it's got to go.
You just collected it over the years, and every time I opened a cabinet, the crap was falling out on the floor. I'm going, dude, we are going to A-B this boat.
We got to A-B the boat, so I'm thankful for that. I'm telling you what, I'm ready to dive right in to the 2021 Powerboat Show, Sailboat Show in Annapolis, downtown Ego Alley. Buzz, this is your first year with All Docked Up as an exhibitor with a booth talking to boaters. It was insane, record-breaking attendance. I mean, let's talk about that a little bit. We're going around. We got top talent stopping by the booth. Boaters are completely excited about what we are doing every single solitary day. The whole team is there. Camaraderie is fantastic, and we're just firing it off. But the one thing that Captain Buzz, and we're going to talk about tonight, is when you physically are coming to the show, what information do you need to have on your boat, systems proprietary on board, to be able to directly connect with the vendors and actually get the help and support that you need. And Captain Buzz, take this because we were just chatting about it. So, tell me what you were thinking. Like, we go there every year as a spectator, but now All Docked Up, big debut, front row, center stage, Power and Sailboat Show in downtown Annapolis. Tell the boaters, like, what you experienced, like, what do you got?
Well, a couple things. First of all, being an exhibitor, and working for All Docked Up, and the excitement of folks coming by the booth when you explained our concept to them and how they were like, wow, that's a great idea. And a lot of them, why didn't I think of that? Or you guys are going to crush it. And it was a lot of validation for all the team members to hear it from, the boating public that we are on the right track. So number one, fantastic experience working the Powerboat Show, and then again the following weekend at the Sailboat Show.
You got a double dose. You just got thrown into the pool. You're not even a swimmer. Boom. We threw you right in, and you're on fire.
So one of the things we wanted to talk about is for folks that go to a boat show, or maybe you haven't been, we encourage you to go, because you're with the boating community. You're with a bunch of people that enjoy this hobby, and they all genuinely want to help. And so it was really, really nice so we're behind the scenes, right?
It's a big fact-finding mission, Buzzy, right?
It is.
It's a big fact-finding mission.
Right. So the idea is to make a plan before you go, right? They have wonderful programs, right? Maybe you need help with your vacuum flush. Maybe you want to upgrade your electronics. Maybe you want to find a new marina. Maybe you want to get your captain's license. Whatever you can think about boating, make a plan, and then look at the exhibit program and seek those people out, and be prepared to talk to them. So a good example, which I had a break from booth duty, and I walked around the show to enjoy it, and I went to one of the BOE electronics and talked to them about potentially upgrading the GPS system on my boat. But I didn't have enough information for them to be able to help me. And a light went off.
You went to a vendor. You had no idea the systems on board that were proprietary. You don't have your model numbers. You can't talk to them directly and say, I got a multifunction display, Garmin, 16-inch display, model number, whatever the case may be. Come preloaded so you can talk to these people because they want to help you. They're there to help.
They do. And then I went to the Ray Marine booth, and I kind of got the same story. I figured, hey, the guy's an expert. He's got a database. I gave him the model of my boat, but we know manufacturers, even mid manufacturing year, change systems. So he goes, unless I have, numbers, I can't really help you. So the point is to make a plan. And if in your plan, you want to find out specifically about a component on your boat, then dig in and get the model numbers and get the serial numbers and get the year it was made and get all the information so that when you're talking to the guy at the booth, they can help you.
Right. A more educated boater is easier to help when we're all on the same page and we're discussing situations, issues that we're having on board. We got to make sure that the systems you're referring to, you know exactly what you're talking about. You know, all your model numbers, serial numbers, anything that you can do to cross-reference to get the right information and for the equipment that you possibly want to, you know, put together and incorporate in one system. Make sure you got all your information because the guys at the booths, they love to help, right? Captain Buzz, I mean, they're excited to help. They're there. They want to rock and roll.
They do. That's a good point, Pauly, because, you know, they're at work. We're working the booth, right? Because we experienced it. We're behind in our booth and handing out cards and glad handing and telling about our concept, which is a wonderful experience. And so, yeah, when you're walking around to those booths, be open to new ideas, right? Because there's a lot of things coming at you, from financing to electronics to new boats, which is very cool. You get an opportunity to
we got all the new technology,
boats.
new models, new makes, new equipment, right, dude. I'm telling you,
I know where you're going. Right, the 55 Fleming blew. That was an incredible vessel, and we so as an exhibitor, we got there early.
The whole team, by the way, you know, the entire team was looking at Fleming and the local dealership. I visited about 3 weeks ago, and they saw me coming. They're like, Pauly, we knew you were coming. There was no way. And there was a 2021 55 Fleming at the Powerboat Show. And I will tell you what, Buzz, oh my God, she was gorgeous. Jesus. The layout, the way it's presented, the functionality of the galley, saloon, the full pilot house, everything, it's beautiful. You know, rear controls. Oh, God, I love it. But another thing that's really cool, Buzzy, adding to, you know, the boaters coming to the show and having their information ready to go to get the help that they need. But the free seminars that are at the Annapolis Powerboat Show that's presented by the Annapolis School of Seamanship and Chesapeake Bay Media, you know, they got free seminars going on. I mean, so, you know, for the sailboat show, 309 days alone at sea, diesel basics, attitude, docking de-stress, power for cruising and sailing, sailboat systems. These are some of the free seminars that are readily offered at the show to be able to educate you. You know, I love it. I'm telling you, I love going to the boat shows. It was hype.
You know, and what you do when you're walking around the show, because there's, like, I saw some people there 2 and 3 days in a row because those folks were stopping at just about every booth. If you're going to do a hit and run, that's fine. You need a plan. But what I suggest is grab a bag, right? And so when you go to a booth, maybe you don't have time to stop and engage the person working that booth because maybe it's new technology, or maybe you're not as interested. But, you know, grab a brochure, there's swag everywhere, and they encourage folks to take it. You're not stealing anything. They're not embarrassed about it. Grab that brochure and take it home, and then do your homework after the show, because you also want to spend time on boats, which is a great experience for folks that are looking for a boat, folks that are trying to upgrade and move to a different boat, folks who want to dream about a 55 Fleming. And I'm one of them. Oh my goodness, it was absolutely amazing.
Dude, Buzz, when you got off that boat and you came back to the booth, you were psyched. The best layout of a bridge that you've ever seen. You were fired up. You were hyped.
It had 3 22-inch screens. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, there was that boat made for cruising. Captain Buzz, it's coming, buddy. I can't wait. But you know what? We got to take a moment and we got to throw out some serious love, you know, to the Annapolis Powerboat Shows Incorporated that put together the show. That how many people it took to organize, orchestrate the docks, driving pilings. And I'll tell you what, the general manager of the Annapolis Powerboat Shows, Sheila Jones, that woman nonstop, her team nonstop. We got to throw love. Guys, everybody who got to enjoy that show, you know, that how many people and how much time and money and effort is put in to make that show that hype. So, Captain Buzz, we got to throw out some love to the Annapolis Boat Show and the people who all worked the show. Thank you very much for doing everything that you did.
Absolutely. A big thank you. And this one, because I've been to boat shows before and to this particular boat show before as a, John Q. public, but there was an additional hype because, right, we're coming out of
It was different
COVID,
this year. You felt it. You saw it.
It was very, very exciting. There was just a great attendance to both shows.
Record-breaking attendance, Buzz, for the 2021 Sailboat Show. And record-breaking attendance.
Clearly amazing. And right now, they're starting to work on next year's shows, right? It takes them all year to do it. But before, Paulie, I want you to talk about, because you got an opportunity to experience Sunday night at the Powerboat Show and the orchestrated
you're talking about the pull-out party on top of Pussers.
Well, not only the party, but how they clear those docks and boats out of there to get ready for the boats to come in for the next show.
Dude, I'll tell you what, first time going to the pull-out party, me and Bonnie Smith, rocking, sales director for the East Coast for All Docked Up, and going to meet everybody at the top of Pussers. And I'll tell you what, it was great. I mean, we saw the team from Snag and Slip and Marina Life. They were awesome, completely open-armed, welcoming. It was like, Paulie, how you doing? Blah, blah. I mean, we were having cocktails. They're breaking boats down. I got to give a shout out. And I'll tell you what, this is something that I distinctively remember. The guy that was running the Grand Banks, when the Palm Beach and the Grand Banks had to be pulled out of that corner that was literally parallel with the bulkhead of Pussers and that tight spot, guys, I'm throwing you out. Mad love. And I'm looking through, and on the inside of the Grand Banks, I believe that was a 55 or a 60 footer. It was a big girl, totally gorgeous. I think. It was a 60, right? The LOA on the boat was just under 65. And I'll tell you what, that man, he was young. He was young. He could have been 16, 18 years old. And I hope he hears this, because he's rocking bow and stern thruster, holding position. Winds are blowing 15 plus knots. And I'll tell you what, where they are, there's no room for error. I mean, literally, they got the bulkhead that's literally right off of their port side. And they got a whole, and they got two.
In a brand new boat, surrounded by brand new boats.
In a brand new boat, surrounded by a brand new boat. And those guys rocked it. And they're literally peeling off docks at the same time. Yeah. And I'm just looking to see what's going on. And I'm like, I want to do this. I'm like, Buzz, where's Captain Buzzword? I'm like, get me and Captain Buzz on a boat and we'll navigate her in the tightest spots under the sun. But I got to throw love to the dealership that was rocking the Grand Banks and Palm Beach, because you guys blew me away. And everybody was working, line by line. Every single line was strategically taken off at one particular point in time to navigate that boat out of that tough situation. Guys, I throw you a lot of love.
Yeah. And the sailboats are right behind them getting ready to come in. Now, you stayed down in Annapolis between the shows.
Oh, I never left.
Yeah, okay.
Me and Bonnie were rocking and rolling. We had vendors. And I'll tell you what, the one thing that I was so pumped about is all the new upcoming vendors that were coming to the All Docked Up booth. And they're like, guys, can you help promote my company? Can you get me out there? Let me showcase how good a work I do. Buzz, how excited were we when that physically happened? I mean, we were on fire. Like, anything we can do for that vendor. I just love the suppliers and all the mechanics and everybody that came to the booth. It was nuts. It's like I had too many espressos.
And you're right, because I talked about how excited and a point of validation when the boaters understood what we were doing. But you're right, from the vendor side, right? We were in a target-rich environment to talk to all of the vendors that belong on All Docked Up, right? To build the community, to help the boaters and promote the fine work that the service providers do. It was cool to be like in the middle of that, right? Because we got, you and Bonnie are out talking to all the vendors, not bothering them, right, in the off time and when they didn't have someone in their booth to be careful about their time. But then the boaters are coming up and talking about it, and everybody's like, wow, this is a great idea. It was very exciting.
It was an incredibly large-scale team event that everybody that was there, that's in the business, that all they want to do is be able to help the boaters get what they want and do the best they can to make it as painless as possible. And I'll tell you what, I mean, the highlights of the show, the new VIP experience that they had, Latitude 38, Buzzy, with the private VIP tent up top, right when you're coming into Pussers. And
yeah, hats off to that team. They really did a solid to us. I felt very welcome. They did a nice job.
Latitude 38, all service. That what you guys did for All Docked Up, we are so thankful. We got to give a shout out to all the bartenders and my girl downstairs. I'll tell you what, Buzzy, did she make a lemon crush or what?
Wow.
Woo-hoo.
Wow. Great stuff. Great stuff. Really,
I'm telling you. And then, sailboat show, record-breaking attendance, like I said. The exhibitor list was massive. I mean, it was just incredible. Oh, my God, it was just incredible. I can't, we had that storm that physically passed through. When I was over at the restaurant, there was one of the umbrellas outside that took flight.
Oh, you almost got speared, didn't you?
I almost got speared. Yep. It was like firing off on a beluga whale. I'm telling you, it's not too good. But yeah, it was just an incredible show. The new technology, what's happening in the industry. Fort Lauderdale, Buzzy, right around the corner, my friend, right at the end of October.
Well, yeah. And let's tell the folks, we will be at the Timonium show.
Absolutely, we're going Timonium Fairground show.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's we'll have a booth there, and I'm excited to go down and work the booth and again talk to the boating community and tell them what we're doing. Very excited about it. I have to share a pivotal moment for me when we were in the booth, and this is the Powerboat Show, and the two young gentlemen came up and had All Things Boating with Pauly and Captain Buzz t-shirts on. That blew me away.
That is that's and I'll tell you what, I know we're not big on names, but I'm going to throw it out there because I'm going to throw it out there. The Wallace family, Todd, Lisa, and that was their sons, Cade and Trent, that are rocking the All Docked Up, All Things Boating with Pauly and Captain Buzz. They were so excited and so proud to have their shirts on. We're throwing some love out to the Wallace family. I'm telling you,
they walked around the show. It was and with those shirts on, and that was a pivotal moment for Captain Buzz. I got to tell you, and I'm sure it was for you too, Pauly.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I was so proud. The Wallace family, my man Todd and Lisa, they have literally, since we have met, welcomed me with open arms, love and support. I love their kids, great people. Just another small portion of the boating community. It was awesome. But hey, Buzzy, we got to throw out some love to Chesapeake Bay magazine for the Bloody Marys first thing in the morning that they were making for everybody. I mean,
very nice.
Very nice. And I'll tell you what, I'm excited. That was awesome. What they did for everybody. Great organization. Loved the magazine. I'm excited.
That's a good point. And I've been a subscriber for at least a decade or maybe more. And I encourage Chesapeake Bay boaters or any boaters to subscribe to that magazine because it is full of knowledge, full of great events around the Chesapeake Bay. They care for the Bay. They're just a great organization. And hats off and shout out to them. They did a nice job.
Bloody Marys first thing in the morning after an 18-hour day, and getting done with the show, dealing with logistics about getting something to eat for dinner. Buzzy, team meeting, dinner at Carpaccio's. How you doing?
Wow. Yeah. Well, I thought we could say that for another.
Did I hook you up or what?
A plate of Carpaccio itself from a Carpaccio restaurant. Hello. I was in heaven. Raw beef again. I was good with it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, Jeff Halber, president. The entire team was there. My main man, my business partner, rocking and rolling throughout the course of the show. And we're going out to dinner, head of marketing. Dude, Chris was hype. Chris was seriously excited. He had a phenomenal meal. Bonnie, and you know what? We got to throw out even more love, Buzzy.
Oh, I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going with this. The MVP of the entire show was my man, Uncle Steve-O, which is Bonnie's husband. And I will tell you what, he was all docked up, full. I loved it. Came down to the show, worked the entire show, wanted to promote and talk to boaters. So Captain Steve-O, my man, we're giving you the big MVP for the show. For the sailboat show and the powerboat show, you crushed it, Cap. It was phenomenal. We had such love and support, Buzz, right? I mean, just the people that were traveling on their sailboats, Alaska, Norway, Texas, Ohio, the Great Lakes, Florida, California.
Alaska, Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Puerto Rico. Oh.
Just amazing. The people we were able to talk to, and they were, right, what did we get? When are you coming to the Bahamas? Aren't you in Florida yet? When are you going to get to
Can you hurry up? Can you get to the Bahamas?
Great Lakes? When are you coming to Port? Yeah, it was again, validation. So I want to give one more tip for those folks, because I got stuck. Sunday night at the end of the shows. Well, the sailboat show ends on Monday, but the last day of the show, be very careful because the traffic getting out of Annapolis is 10 times worse than the other show days because all the exhibitors have their trucks and they want to break down. And so just be careful on the last day of the show. Wow.
From the opposite side of the Spot Creek Bridge, okay? Going over into Eastport, from the church on the corner where we parked, it took Jeffrey over an hour and 20 minutes to literally get from that point to to Ego Alley to be able we could break down. The Annapolis is busy, but I'll tell you what, I love the excitement. I love how busy it is. I love the town. The vibe in the air. It just boaters everywhere. I'll tell you what, that is one for the books and something that I will never forget. So we're going to Timonian show, at the Timonian Fairgrounds. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be really, really, really awesome. But I'll tell you what, Buzzy, I think we should conclude and we got to go because I'll tell you what, we got to get ready for round 2. So Paulie standing by, on 6-8.
Captain Buzz with all docked up, standing by on 6-8. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, everybody. Have a good night.